Good morning. I'm Pete Najarian. This is the Take for Market Rebellion. It's a Friday, and what an unbelievable week. And the rally that we have taken since the previous Friday, when we had all of that angst, all of those concerns, everybody was listening to Bullard. We were down 500, 600 points. Well, we've rallied pretty nicely off of that. And we've seen some records, as a matter of fact, off of the rally from that sell-off that we'd had from last Friday. It's only 1 week later. Let's remember that. So yesterday, what an incredible day. We start off the day with a really nice start. We had triple-digit moves to the upside. We held on to those, built upon those. As a matter of fact, the Dow actually finished up about 322 points, over 300-point move to the upside. Really solid. Wasn't the highs, but closed very nicely and very closely to those highs. The NASDAQ, same sort of a story. Nice big move to the upside, triple digits move. And then the next thing you know, it's right around that up 198 points or thereabouts, closed off of the highs, but not that terribly far off those highs. So what was really leading this yesterday? Well, the sectors that were leading were financials, absolutely skyrocketing. Look at Capital One, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs. You can go through the list. I'll tell you what, you will see some names that were really ripping to the upside. Some of those names still ripping to the upside. We had energy up nearly 1% as well. So we had a nice move there, as followed by the industrials that were also moving to the upside, led by Caterpillar and Boeing and those kinds of names. And then you look over at the energy names, those beta names, once again, on fire. Look at Devon, take a look at that one. Marathon, Apache. You go through that entire list and you will see that those beta names, once again, absolutely supportive, and that rocket ship move to the upside was there. Semiconductors. We had technology, but the semiconductors really were what was leading yesterday. Names like Marvell, AMD, Skyworks, those kind of names, really having a very nice performance, and that definitely buoying and actually lifting up that NASDAQ to the upside. Really nice move. So I mentioned oil with energy. Crude, still holding on to that 73 level. Seems like we've found ourselves into a little bit of a pause. We've got so spoiled with these moves that have been so radical, but about a $73 level there for oil, not so bad. Crude. Then take a look at Bitcoin. We were, there was folks out there that were getting awfully nervous. Actually, you started hearing a lot of the guys that were jumping off the ship and talking about, well, Bitcoin, that was it and it's going. Well, it was going down into the upper 20,000 range, and now right back again yesterday, closing, or doesn't really ever close, but lifted up towards that 35,000 level. So a really nice rebound that we're seeing out of Bitcoin. Two names that definitely stood out yesterday, Lilly, we talked about that Alzheimer drug and everything having to do with that. And that stock had a really impressive move, and that was definitely influencing the S&P specifically. And how about Tesla? Tesla, that moved to the upside. We've talked about all of the option activity that we had seen in there, and it just absolutely just rang the bell and sprinted to the upside again, up about 3.5%. So we've had some great drivers of the NASDAQ of late. We also look over at biotech. Sometimes we do forget to mention that, but when you look at biotech, another part of the area, you look at Moderna, had a really nice, strong day yesterday. It seems like Moderna is a lot like these beta names in oil. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps. Doesn't actually, at the end of the day, doesn't really look that bad, because this is a stock that's been definitely moving higher and higher and higher. And it actually eclipsed some of those levels, even just from a month or so ago when we'd had some unusual option activity in there. So volumes yesterday, absolutely extraordinary. Once again, close to, or call it 38 million contracts yesterday. What was the leader? Tesla. Tesla, once again, 2.5 million contracts trading yesterday. Apple, about 1.2 million. Those are the only two in the million contract club, but I'll throw in AMC just because that rebel name, as we call it, 820,000 contracts trading yesterday. Not so bad. For AMC, that's actually a slowdown. But for AMC, going back months and months and months ago, that would be an absolutely monstrous day. But we've gotten used to what we've been seeing in a lot of these rebel stocks, and these moves to the upside, and especially these volumes we've seen, have just been extraordinary day in and day out. So today, we get into today, end of the week. How are you going to go? Are you going to give back a little bit from that big day yesterday and a really big week? Doesn't seem that way. We actually started off the day with the Dow up about 160 points. NASDAQ not doing as much, up about 20 points or so. NASDAQ's been kind of fluttering for this first hour of the trading session. It's been up as much as, call it, 30 points, down into negative territory, then rebounding back up a little bit, up 10, 15 points. But why is it that we're seeing the Dow trade the way it is? And the huge influence, there's no doubt about it, coming from Nike and those Nike earnings that came out last night. That was a monstrous number that they put up. Absolutely incredible, crushing earnings. Last I looked, stock was up 15% thereabouts, but a really, really impressive move. And a lot of that coming from North America, which is the area that we thought was kind of tapped out in terms of growth. Well, not when you look at what happened just last night. Those numbers were really extraordinary. Back to Bitcoin for just a second. It's easing back a little bit today. It actually had that big move over the last week, week and a half, whatever you want to call it, all the way up towards that 35,000 that I was mentioned yesterday. It was, last I looked, it was trading about 33,000. So down a couple of percent, nothing big. Volatility index, we actually are still in the 15s. Yesterday closed in the 15s, upper 15s. Today, we're in the middle 15s. Remember, it's a weekend going into the weekend, so a little bit of that pricing in. You start to see that volatility at least come down a little bit based on the fact that you're closed on Saturday and Sunday. So that just as a little inside baseball there. So sectors, what's leading today? Well, some of the same sectors that were leading yesterday. Take a look at the financials. Wells Fargo absolutely ripping to the upside. Last I looked, up about 2.5%. Fins up about 1% already this morning. Materials up a little bit, call it 0.75%. You got consumer discretionary. Oh, by the way, take a look at Target. You want to see a stock that has been absolutely ripping to the upside? Target's the name. And you look in that sort of that space, and you can see just an incredible move, another new high. Last I looked, I believe it was trading 241 and change, something like that. Really a big, massive move. But we talk about Nike and the influence that's having. How about those FedEx earnings? And the concerns, the numbers actually looked pretty good. Concerns right now, right, for FedEx is possible margin pressure, and a lot of that coming from these labor costs. So that's something to look into. Now, interestingly, when you look at that and then you compare that to UPS today, UPS fractionally down, you're looking at FedEx down about 5%. Thank goodness. UPS has been the name that I've gone with for a long period of time. I haven't been in FedEx for years. I've been in UPS for years. And part of the reason is just some of the differentiation between those two companies and what their focus is in terms of ground, in terms of international, all the rest of that. So I have preferred UPS for quite a while. We'll be probably talking about that. I will be on the halftime report today as well. Lastly, I got to hit one more stock, and then we're going to get a couple unusuals. I will be on the halftime report today. We've got a great guy hosting the show today, Frank Holland. If you didn't see him yesterday, intelligent, wonderful guy, great sense of humor. I think he'll do a great job today as the host, just like he did yesterday. So Virgin Galactic. Now, this is a name that you've heard talked about time and time again, and the possibility of passengers in space. That possibility is no longer just a possibility. It's going to happen. When, we're not really sure, but it is going to happen. Because of that news, stock's up about 15% today, a really nice sharp move to the upside. We had buyers in there on Tuesday in the options world, stock was trading 37. We had buyers in there on Wednesday in the options world, stock was 41. Both of those 2 days where we had unusual option activity, they are expiring today. They knew that there was going to be this vote, didn't know when that was going to actually get released and blah, 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 but huge move. Last I looked, it was actually up and above 49 bucks a share. Those options definitely, absolutely just ringing the cash register like a big dog. And it's been an absolutely incredible move, and it had to happen today because those options all do expire today. So let's hit two different unusuals, then we'll get out of here. Nike stock trading right around 154, just a little bit above 154, the July 2nd. So next Friday's expiring options, the 155s. They're going for about $1.75, a little over 280 or thereabouts. Some nice size buying coming in there into Nike. Interesting, the same stock price, but JP Morgan, another one of these just massive stocks. JP Morgan, a little bit more than that, trading 154.36. We had buyers of the July 2nd expiring, the 155s also. So next Friday expiring. Those are going for about 77 cents all the way up to $1.60. So some nice call buying in both of those two names. We did have some system glitches earlier in the day. Those are now gone. The guys are catching up. A lot of activity, but we missed early on. We'll catch up, but there was a little bit of a glitch. Now we're back up and running. Everything is going smooth. Folks, have a great day of trading. Have a great weekend. Get educated. If you don't understand the derivatives markets, you have to. I talked about these volumes, absolutely off the charts. Take a look at what's going on as we were talking about Virgin Galactic, and we have so many more, Tesla and others. It's just, it is the place to be. I'm excited about it. It's what excites me each and every day. Hopefully you'll get exactly what I'm getting from it, which is a great rush because it's such an unbelievable world in the derivatives world, but you've got to have the knowledge. Folks, have a great day of trading and have a great weekend.